Good Saturday morning, guys. Welcome to Exit Strategy Radio Show. I am your host, Corwyn J. Millett, broker and owner, Exit Realty Low Country Beautiful, North Charleston, South Carolina. Guys, hey, if this is your first time listening to the show, you are most certainly in for a treat. More importantly, a fair warning, I've had my ample dose of sugar, so I am live. How about that? Now, guys, look, hey, you can find us on social media. Exit Strategy Radio Show. We're on YouTube. We are on Facebook. Yeah, you can find us there too. Guys, because our mission here is very simple. That is to empower our community, the African American community, through financial literacy and real estate education, guys. We are legacy building. We out there doing those things, making those things happen. I want you to put a hashtag with that thing that says hashtag legacy building. Because that's what this thing here is about, guys. Each one reach one and in turn teach one, and we all make it. Does that make sense? Now, like, hey, I ain't in the studio by myself. Look, it ain't turning loose in the booth alone, even though I'm acting up a little bit this morning. I got none other than Corwyn Millett II. You don't use the J, y'all. He don't say Corwyn J. Millett. He can say Corwyn Millett II. My co-host in studio today. How are you this morning, son?
I am wonderful. And I hope that all of our listeners out there are doing beautiful today as well.
Well, look here, guys. Y'all done mess around and asked for it. Y'all more importantly done mess around and got a little bit of it. It's been quite cool the last little bit, guys. So thank goodness we got a little bit of warm weather a little bit this week. But y'all messed around and talking about it was hot. And now y'all don't mess around and find out it can get cold. And some of y'all wasn't pleased or happy about nan a bit of it. So shout out, obviously, to our listeners, our faithful listeners. You guys know who you are. I have a list that is ever growing, and I'm always appreciative to you that take your time out to listen to our show, to listen to us banter, to listen at us encourage, motivate, inspire, whatever it may be that you're taking away from this show. Guys, whatever it is, this thing is called to minister unto you. Whatever that thing is, I thank you guys for tuning in. For those of you just passing through the area, maybe on the highway and the byway, maybe on 26 heading out 17 north or south, maybe, just so maybe, you on 95 getting it going up or going down, and y'all trying to figure out what y'all can listen to and just happen to tune in. I thank y'all guys for doing that. See, what we talk about here on this show really is meant to encourage people. You know, I jokingly said this last week as we came to air. You know, I was listening, and the song that was playing in my headset, and guys, you wasn't getting it, but I was getting it over here as we came in, was to encourage yourself. You know, that song talks about that, and that thing has resonated with me since that time, and until this time it still carries on, because guys, we have to encourage ourselves. You got to be encouraged before you can encourage someone else. And I don't care what it is, the trials, the tribulations, or whatever it is that you are going through, whatever that thing is that you are yet in, you have to be encouraged to know that there is a way out, so you can explain and reveal that door to someone else. Does that make sense to y'all? See, even though you may not be happy, even though you may have a little bit of pain, even though you might not be, quote unquote, on your best day, the fact of the matter is you got a day.
That's right.
All right? And that means that God has called you to some type of purpose. See, I don't mess around. I had this sugar this morning. I don't know what was in it. But I'm going to tell you that God has called you to something. And we have to understand and realize that when God has breathed a breath of life into you for this here day, that there is something yet that you are still to do. Because when your work here is done, the Lord will call you home. Am I right?
You were right.
Woo! Look here, as the pastor say, ain't I right about it? But no, look here, that ain't what we doing right here. But I just fell on that today, because the reason for it all is because your purpose is still there. When your purpose is met, guys, you're not here anymore. Every person named in the Bible, every person that you read in scripture, their name has a reason, because it had a purpose. They, as an individual within their life, had a purpose. And in turn, when their purpose was fulfilled, you no longer heard about them anymore in the Bible, if that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm.
And I ain't trying to get too prophetic on you. I ain't trying to be where I ain't supposed to be, because I promise you I ain't been called to that. So don't y'all go with that, because I know some of you do. But what I'm saying to you is that we are each one to teach one, to encourage one. I can't do that if I don't reach one.
That's right.
So I got to say something to you to encourage you in your path, if that makes any sense to you. And I'm a little bit off topic and off script and scripture this morning, or in scripture or whatever this morning in my head. But guys, look here, I ain't going to quote it to you, because I promise you, you know where it is. You know how to pick up that book and read it just like I can. But the fact of the matter is, no matter what you pick up and read, it matters what you do, go out and live.
That's right.
Woo, that was a word
That
right
was
there,
a
ain't
word.
it? So look here, I'm gonna get off my tangent this morning, and I'm gonna say to you again, good morning. Thank you so much for tuning in. So guys, look, we've covered over the past few weeks, we've talked about a number of different things. I got to give a couple of quick shout outs. I got to give a shout out here locally. Excuse me, the Ann Smalls out there in St. Stephen's drove all the way to Mullins, little old Mullins, to come and participate in our workshop up there. And guys, we had a phenomenal time. Great group of people. For you guys that are watching us on our Facebook or YouTube channel that were a part of that event up there in Mullins, we had a phenomenal time. I really enjoyed my time with you. Just the nuggets that I dropped in that group. That I tell people jokingly sometimes when I say something, I have to stop and catch myself and say, whoa, that's all new material. I ain't never said that before in my life. And I said a lot of things in that workshop that I've never said before, because I was led, inspired, and otherwise encouraged to do so, because somebody in there needed to hear it. So to all you guys that took the time to come out to that event, again, we had a blast, great time. Looking forward to doing that again. But more importantly, and most importantly, we're doing that anywhere and everywhere that we can.
That's right.
Getting out, helping you guys, getting in the community. The next thing that we're bringing to you guys, and you got to stay tuned for this exact date, but we're working on a date in January, guys, to bring you budget, credit, all those things into one workshop. And we're going to put a little spin, a little pizzazz on it, give it some type of fresh, funky name. You know how we do. But we're going to do something to encourage you and help you, because 2020, we're going to see this thing clearly.
Ooh.
See, what? Whew. Yeah, we're gonna see this thing clearly. If we don't see it clearly, we're gonna see it at least clearer than what we saw in 2019. Because in 2019 we was missing one. We're gonna get us one, and we're gonna be 2020. We're gonna see this thing a whole lot differently. So the things that you came into 19 trying to get done, that you kind of feel now that you may be on the fringe of not, I don't want you yet to give up. I want you to yet be encouraged. I want you to yet sustain. And I want you to move forward still, so that we can see it through in 2020. How about that?
Let's see it through.
Let's see it through. So guys, look here. I don't know what it is, but look here, y'all getting it. And in turn, guys, we want to talk a little bit about kind of what otherwise we've been working on. So I got to share this with you here real quick. And most importantly, I got to get, Corwyn chiming in here in a moment as well. But, we've been really having this conversation amongst ourselves, and also with some other professional partners about, okay, how do we do this? How can we get people encouraged here? How can we motivate them? How can we get you guys not yet to give up? So with that being said, obviously I made mention when we was back on air last week, I just came from San Francisco. Guys brought back a lot of great information. We're laying them down. We ain't going to eliminate, because in all actuality, we have no control of what obstacle appears in your path. But we're going to lay them down every time they come in. Every time something pops up, some type of idea or thought contrary or in hindrance to what it is that you're setting out to do, as far as home ownership, as far as getting your credit in order, as far as your income, your budget. We're going to lay those things down, guys. We're going to remove those obstacles. We're going to give you something to lay them down. Now, granted, I don't mean no harm. There ain't nobody can give you anything better. Excuse me. I can't give it as good as God can give, because God got it all worked out for you. But what I can do, what I've been given to do, is give you some tips, some tricks, some things that you might be able to do that'll help make those obstacles just a plain road. Ain't that something?
That is.
So, Corwyn, if you don't mind, kind of give, I guess, whatever your thoughts are, your feedback as far as what it is that we've covered credit budget wise over the past. Well, and I said budget. Expense management. Yeah.
Woo,
there you
got
go.
The wrong word.
Yeah, go ahead.
So guys, as you guys have been listening to the show, and some of you are just catching this for the first time, like I said, just driving up and down the highway there, 95. But guys, we've gone over the EMP at its basis. What is the necessary uses and why you want to make an expense management plan, how you want to implement that expense management plan, and how you want to incorporate other folks in your lives, your family, your spouse, significant other, or what have you, into that plan. Guys, we have those steps kind of clear cut out for you, to put together your own personal expense management plan.
So that EMP, guys, again, is critical as you guys move forward. You got to monitor, watch what it is, where you spend, how much you spend. Obviously, you have little control. Let me rephrase that. You technically have little control. You actually have control over what comes in, okay? But that's usually set based upon the circumstances and the situations that you find yourself in, meaning the job that you accept, the pay rate that you accept, all those things, the amount of hours that you work, bonuses that you work hard to receive, etc. Those things dictate what that money coming in is. And in turn, you have much more control over the money going out. So we want to make sure, guys, that the money going out, that you guys watch it. See, it's coming in almost, but we want to make sure we really watch it going out. So guys, look, we just got the signal for that first break. You listen to Exit Strategies Radio. We'll be right back. I think you get a kick out of that. Check out the cash number.
That's the market.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
year to date.
Goodness. I was just talking about this the other day. That's funny.
Percentage of list price.
That's strong. 95%.
We're about to turn you guys onto some market information here in a little bit. Real important to know and understand that real estate market, any market, the economy itself is driven by supply and demand. The supply of goods, product, services that consumers want, the accessibility, and then in turn, how many people want that particular service, etc. So guys, you got to keep that in mind. That's why home prices go up. That's why the price of consumer goods go up. There's a number of things at place. We call it inflation. Yeah, there's some of that goes on. But again, the entire economy is driven by the fact that people want something, and then there are people on the other side of the want that have figured out how to deliver it. And in turn, the amount of people that want versus the amount of people that are there to give dictates. So less people giving, more people wanting, price goes up. Vice versa, less people wanting, more people giving, price comes down. So you guys got to keep that in mind. You don't have much control over that, to be frank about it. All you have really control over is you. But if you understand that, then that helps you to be a winner. Really helps you to be a winner. So that's what we're about here. We're about helping you guys win, about being on the winning team, big side, whatever, however you want to say it, of your situation. That's what we're about. And we are back, guys. Second segment, Exit Strategies Radio Show. I am your host, Corwyn J. Millett, broker and owner of Exit Realty Group in beautiful North Charleston, South Carolina, guys. Our mission is to go where what is it? Hold on, to boldly go. You know what I'm talking about, guys. I'm joking, but our mission is very simple. That's to empower our community, the African American community, through financial literacy and real estate education, guys. We're legacy building. So, guys, we can find us on social media: Facebook, YouTube. We post our show, we record while we're in studio, video, so you get a little bit of extra, a little bit of oomph behind the scenes. So, guys, take a look at us. No commercial breaks there. But you do get a little bit of extra banter as we talk during the commercial breaks. Please, again, make sure you take a look. Share that content. Sometimes what we say here is for you. Sometimes it is for somebody else. But no matter what it is, we trust, and most importantly, we believe that it is for somebody. All right? With that being said, guys, I'm not in the studio alone. I got my co-host, none other than my son, Corwyn Millett II. Again, he don't use the J, y'all. He's special like that. So long story short, he's here. Corwyn, how you doing today?
I'm doing wonderful, and to our listeners, hoping you're having a wonderful day as well.
Awesome. So look, we've been talking a lot about removing barriers over this year. I'm gonna give you something, guys, and this is somewhat of a milestone. We have now reached, excuse me, the 2-year mark that we've been on air. I am very humble. I in a conversation a little earlier this week, shout out to hopefully one of our soon-to-be brand new agents, Lakeisha, who I met with a few days ago. In recollection and conversation, it dawned on me that we've been on air with you guys for 2 years now. It was solely meant to be a exercise, if you will, of an idea that we can educate people and encourage them and inspire them in their financial endeavors on a radio show. And I'm very humbled by the fact that, because it dawned on me several weeks ago that this milestone was approaching, and now in turn to be here again, I'm very humble, and I'm sorry for all the liberty, guys, I've taken today on the show, because we always have relevant content for you, things to make you think, and things that you may want to act on. But again, I cannot say to our listeners how much we appreciate, and we've been looking at putting together an appreciation kind of to mark this milestone here soon. So you guys stay tuned for that. We'll definitely be looking at kind of a drop-in, mixer type event, so that our listeners can kind of come through. We can meet them, and they in turn can meet us, and we can fellowship, if that makes any sense, and just celebrate for a moment, because you guys, anyone who knows me knows that I don't celebrate as much as I work. I like to make sure I work. I don't believe that reward comes before the well, in the dictionary it does, but I don't believe that the reward comes before the work. So I believe that we have to put in the work, we have to help people, have to serve people, and in turn we get to that place where we can accept or otherwise receive some type of reward. Guys, I'm gonna take another quick ad-lib liberty here. This is from one of my Facebook posts. You guys know me, or a friend of mine on Facebook. If you're not, then please feel free to send me a friend request. That's Corwyn J. Millett. You can find me relatively easy. Google Exit Strategies may link back to me. But I'm reminded just in this moment something to share, and it kind of goes along with what I've been talking about. This radio show has been a blessing to me in the work that we are accomplishing. Not for any clients that we've developed or cultivated, because not that we haven't developed or cultivated any, but it's not like it's a windfall. This really is a give back. You have to, service is about sacrifice. You have to sacrifice yourself in order to service others. That's a reality. Many people seemingly are not in belief of, but in working to service others, we have to sacrifice ourselves. We have to give of our time, give of our talents, all those things. You sitting here next to me, you have watched me for years sacrifice my time with family, with friends, in order to help and service someone else who is trying to realize a dream, or otherwise. And I believe that is a calling. I believe that God puts people and allows people to be vessels to help and assist others. So I'm talking to you today from more of a spirit, from more of my spiritual man than anything else. But I just need you guys to understand it. But this is the Facebook post I put up a little earlier this week, guys, and it said simply this. It said that a blessing is to be, excuse me, hold on, now I'm gonna have to go back and look at it. A blessing, guys, is to be received. All right, so we got to understand that we receive a blessing. We don't have to comprehend it. I'm transferring a bit of the information. You don't comprehend a blessing, you receive it. All right. See, you don't have to quantify what God has qualified.
Okay.
Now, see, I use a hashtag around here when I say something sometimes that I say somebody need to preach that. So y'all please pass it along to your pastor. But sometimes, guys, people want to comprehend or understand not only the blessing that they've received, but sometimes the blessing they've watched another receive. Mm-hmm. People can't comprehend why this thing happened, why this particular thing went this way. So I'm gonna share this, and I'm gonna tie this. I gotta tie it to something related to what we really talk about here on the show. But guys, when you guys are blessed with, that new house, that new job, that new car, and I say blessed with, but when your faith and your work meet up and this achievement occurs, mm-hmm. See what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. See, look here, and y'all look here. I don't mean no harm, and I ain't trying to go against the biblical scholars and all that stuff. But my inner man tells me that is a blessing, because not everyone receives based on, because your faith and your works, once they meet, something has to happen.
That's right.
Okay, something got to happen. But that don't necessarily mean that it's going to happen the way that you want it to happen. Or maybe there's an abundance and an overflow. That's where the blessing is. And people will challenge and question why this thing here happened to you. Again, it ain't for them to comprehend. You just got to accept it. You have to receive it, because you cannot quantify what God has qualified in your life. Guys, we just got the signal for the next break. Listen to Exit Strategies. We'll be right back. I don't know. Don't you ask no questions. For you, what happened? I ain't heard nothing about no real estate. You ain't said nothing about no money. I did say something about some money. You ain't said nothing about no. I did talk about that. See, we did say all of that. So look, we covered our bases. We did what we're supposed to do. Guys, we want you to be encouraged, and as we kind of go, formally enter into what is our holiday season, Thanksgiving and Christmas. And to be very direct about it, more than likely, if you're listening to this show, you celebrate both. But as we go into that season, guys, it is easy to lose sight of certain things while not being encouraged in others. And we just want to share that with you to make sure, or at least hopefully assist you in not losing sight and not losing your encouragement and not going off the tangent, off the rail of what it is you should be doing. It's easy to get caught up in the spin outside of your expense management plan and get caught up and wrapped up in the commercialized piece of our season, not in your
physical.
Your physical
presence of our season.
Exactly.
What you physically have, or physically or capable of, I should say.
So we want to make sure that we are tying this all together, again, to keep you guys encouraged. It's important. It's important. So in keeping you guys encouraged, guys, it is always, always our hope And we supplement that with belief that you're going to achieve your goals, that you're going to achieve them. And we're back, guys. Final segment, Exit Strategy Radio Show. I am your host, Corwyn J. Millett, broker and owner of Exit Realty Low Country Group in beautiful North Charleston, South Carolina. Guys, got my co-host, Corwyn Millett II. Hey, here in studio.
Hey.
Yeah. So, guys, look, we've had a very, to be very direct about it, off-topic, off-script show. Just really trying to focus on your mindset, your encouragement, guys. For those of you who are faithful listeners to WJNI, to really tie in, guys, your faith, to really bring that back to the forefront of a conversation as it relates to the rest of your life. We oftentimes get, in my offhand opinion, get disenfranchised with what life has brought us. We seem to disconnect from what it is that is supposed to see us through. There should be a belief and an understanding on what's on the other side, which means that everything in the middle is irrelevant. We give authority to things that should not have any place in your life. We let people interject when they should be interceding and assisting.
Mm-hmm.
We allow all these things to happen. And guys, I just want to give you some encouragement in that. So we're going to talk about real quickly, because we're on the tail end of the show, obviously. We're going to talk real quickly, guys, about a couple of points. And during the break, for those of you who are watching us, you probably got a little bit of this. But guys, we're in that holiday season.
We are.
Time when people, get caught up in the commercial aspects of the holidays and sometimes lose sight of what their goals and their plans are otherwise. We want to encourage you through that not to. Your expense management plan, keep it in order. Explain to your family, to your children, hey, why we ain't doing this? Last year we went all out. We balled out. This year, no, we ain't doing that, because we trying to home out.
That's right.
We trying to buy a house next year. We trying to make some other investment. We're trying to buy our first investment property, whatever it is. There's nothing. I was having a conversation this week with somebody who, as their birthday and subsequent their Christmas present coming up, they're asking for things that are investments in their life, not trinkets, not jewelry, not clothes, not money, not something that is just tangible for today, but something that is tangible forevermore.
So they asked you for an asset.
Oh, right there. Yeah, they asked for an asset. So guys, when you buy your kids these games, I gotta question myself. I got a soon to be 9-year-old. Matter of fact, as you guys are listening to this, he is a 9-year-old.
That's right.
And I got to think about that same thing. Now, granted, he's young, so yeah, I'll probably have to give him a trinket, but we got to do something. So, guys, we just got the signal, end of the show. We always appreciate you. Most importantly, we love you. We thank you for listening. We thank you for being with us on air and in the streets. And we'll see you out there real soon. Exit Strategy Radio Show. We'll talk to you next time. How much time are you putting in on what you call it? Guys, thank you so much. Talk to you next time.